Hey, this is Lit Gaming. I'm going to make a quick video on Miss Pandaria Classic, and specifically, who is Mop Classic's target audience. I'm going to use Towellee's video here as a basis. I'll respond to it afterwards.
I don't even know who they're trying to attract anymore when it comes to Classic. Like, if they're trying to attract the retail players of current War Within to come back and play MOP, I don't know why that would even work, because they just did Remix. And when you go from, one-shotting raid bosses on Mythic on your own and Heroic to then, slow-ass struggling, I'm not sure if people are going to want that. They sure as shit aren't trying to attract the Classic players, because even the Classic players didn't come play Cata Classic. That shit died off real quick. So I don't know. I don't know who their target audience even is for MOP Classic. I think if there was no MOP Remix, then I think MOP Classic would have been way more successful. Like I said, the more classics you come out with, the more retail we are. I mean, Cata was already basically retail. MOP is pretty much retail. I mean, that's active mitigation era, which is the same era that we're in right now as Tank.
There's a lot of good points there that Towellee makes, but one thing that I think maybe he missed is that Mop Classic is for people who were playing something else at the time. Let's see. Mop came out September 25th of 2012, but you see Rift came out the previous year in March. And I had played the heck out of Wrath of the Lich King back in the day, and I was kind of burned out, and I was looking for a change of pace, and so I tried Rift, and I don't think I played anything but Rift for over a year straight. I really enjoyed the game, thought it was a great game, and I really miss it to this day. But as they were starting to go down that road of pay to win, which they started to do about a year and a half in, I started looking for what was next, and I was looking at two different games. I was going back to WoW with Miss Pandaria, and I was looking at Guild Wars 2. They started a month apart from each other. So what I decided to do was I'd start with Guild Wars 2, and then I would play Mop, and I would decide and choose one of them, because back then I was working 40, 50 hours a week, and I could only have time for one MMO game. So I started playing Guild Wars 2, and I was amazed by the combat. It was the best combat I'd ever experienced, and I got in the first 30 days, I got 2 tunes leveled up to maximum and had started gearing them. And then Mop came out, and because I hadn't really played Cataclysm, I didn't have any really geared tunes. I just leveled up and started playing them with the questing greens. And the problem with that is that I wasn't high enough item level to be able to queue for dungeons. And in the questing, I ran into a point where I could not complete the quest. I mean, it was taking like over an hour to complete a quest just because there were hundreds of people. And it was very linear. There was no other options. And they had vendors back in Mr. Pandaria where you could buy really cheap gear. And it was a high enough item level to queue for the dungeons. But it didn't come until after the part of the questing where I was stuck, so there was no way to get to them. So I unsubbed, paid 1 month of sub and unsubbed, and went back to Guild Wars 2 and played that for, I guess, until the 3rd raid in Mist Pandaria when I came back, and they had changed quite a bit in the game by then, and it was actually really good, and I wish that I had more time to play it, and that's what I plan to do this time around. Is Mop Classic comes out just a few days, so I know there were a couple million subs at least in Rift, and I think Guild Wars 2 had many millions of sales, so I think we're going to find a lot more people playing Miss Pandaria Classic maybe than what you might think. And based on what Towelliee had to say, like I said, those are all very good points. But there were a lot of people that just weren't playing it at the time. And so we're going to come back and have our first real shot at Mist Pandaria this time around. Hope to see you there.